You're squirming here, wanting to give us a perspective of this historic moment.
I really want to underline something for investors who are watching us. Emmanuel Macron was elected on a very clear platform in terms of economic reforms, which is really going clearly for flexibility, modernizing labor market.
Can he get the nation behind him, and can he get the parliament behind him?
To me, that's not really the question. The question is when he will be able, because I agree with you, he will be able to implement these reforms. It will have been very clear that he was elected for that, he will do that, and then what's the result? If he succeeds, you will have a wonderful situation for those who are pro-system, which is anti-system voting going down. But if it doesn't succeed, you have to understand that then you have a very high risk of a victory of anti-system voting in France. And investors have to hear that risk. I mean, Emmanuel Macron is the last bullet of pro-system forces.
Fascinating.
It's the last bullet. If he fails, either the Mélenchon bloc or the Le Pen bloc will win.
If we have Madame Le Pen and all the history of her father and from a distance of America, taking it back to wherever you'd like to take it back. You mentioned Napoleon earlier, Louis Napoleon, wherever you want to go back to. Where does the Front National go now? I mean, do they go on to her niece? Do they go on to a new generation? Do they recapitulate? What's their to-do list now?
I think that National Front, like every historical party, ask themselves the question, are we dead or alive? For the National Front, could they take over the right? And for Mr. Mélenchon, the kind of French Bernie Sanders, could we take over the left side of the political game? So it's really unprecedented that the two building blocks since 50 years have completely disappeared from that second round. And so if you look at the National Front, you've got Marine Le Pen, you've got another Le Pen, Marion, her niece, and there will be pressure, maybe because they were hoping to get this time the power against someone that was literally unknown 3 years ago in France with no party. So it was a huge opportunity.
Briefly, your view on that?
Yeah, I just have to say the right-wing party did not collapse. I hear a lot, both traditional parties collapsed. It's not true. I'm sorry. The right-wing party reached 20% of the votes at the first round of the presidential election.
That's very divided.
That's resilient.